What does this mean to you and the program?
Well, it's a tremendous day. You know, obviously we're gonna enjoy it. The guys earned this. They earned it. You know, and I'm really excited for our players and everybody that's played before them. But knowing this group, now we have to be focused on not just being content on making it and going and doing some damage.
At what point of the season did you feel that postseason was a realistic possibility after 5 wins, 10 wins?
We felt like the loss to Ohio State, honestly, was the 2 losses to Ohio State was the turning point. It was a different feel in our room. It was a different, you know, it wasn't a moral victory just to squeak by 2 losses to the #1 team in the country. Our guys felt like they could beat them. They felt like they should have, and they were upset, and it was just a different feeling. So we knew we had something in those losses, and we really build off those.
What does this mean for recruiting in general, for ASU, getting those frozen Canucks down here to play hockey in beautiful weather in Arizona?
Well, you know, our staff, Mike and Alex, have done such an unbelievable job recruiting, even before this. To get us to this point, they obviously have done a great job, but with success comes a lot of success in other areas, and recruiting is definitely going to get easier for us. It has been easier for us the past year, and they continue to go get elite players to come play hockey at Arizona State, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Coach, knowing your opponent for the first round in Quinnipiac, what's your initial impression of this first round opponent?
Well, I mean, there's no layups in the tournament. Everybody that gets in is really good. It's a 16-team tournament. Anybody can win it. There's been years where the last seed has won. You know, with Duluth and Providence, and Quinnipiac is an unbelievable program. They have one of the very best coaches in college hockey in Rand Pecknold, who I have a tremendous amount of respect for. Chase Prisky on the back end is one of the top D in all of college hockey, and then Andrew Shortridge, their goalie, had almost video game-like numbers this year. So our work's going to be cut out for us in more ways than one, but it's going to be a great honor to play in our very first tournament game against such a prominent program.
When it was down to that last region, were you still confident you guys were going to get in? That's the way it's going to go?
Yeah, it was kind of, I mean, it was kind of poetic justice there to be the last team announced, I guess. But we were confident we were going to get in, and obviously it's not as subjective as college basketball, you know. So if you're where you need to be in the pairwise, you're in, and we love where we're going, and we didn't really care where we went or who we played. We're excited to showcase our program on the highest stage, and our guys will be ready to go.
Do you think this program needed this validation of postseason play, or not really?
No, I don't think so. I think we're ahead of the general public's perception of where we should be. Internally, we're right where we wanted to be. You know, we always had high expectations from day one. We felt like we're probably internally maybe a year ahead. We thought we would have this kind of year next year. But our goal internally has always been as a staff to make the NCAA tournament out of Oceanside before we got into our new building, and we've now done that.
Coach, nobody knows better than you what it took to build this program over the last several years, not just the last 3 or 4, but reflecting on that, now this tournament berth, what does that mean?
Well, it's been crazy. I mean, you know, to share this day with some of our players from the ACHA days that helped us get to this point is really special to me. You know, and you're as good as your alumni, you know, and we're here because of all the people that really made this possible. Even and just, you know, the guys that played in the early stages of the NCAA program. We would always tell those guys, there's going to be a day, we don't know when that day is going to be, but there's going to be a day where you're going to be able to either sit in the stands at an NCAA game or watch us on ESPN and understand what you meant to us. You took the lumps for us, you got us to where we're at, and it's all going to be worth it on that day, and that day is going to be next Saturday.
When you took over this program as a club team, could you have imagined you standing here talking to us about going to the NCAA?
No, never. It was never the intent. It was never, you know, a lot of club programs ask what was your blueprint to get to where you are. There wasn't one. The only blueprint we had was to become the absolute most elite club program in the country. We became that very quickly, and good things happened. And we took that approach this season. Just focus on what's in front of you. Control what you can control. Don't worry about anything else, and it worked really well.
Granted, the team's changed a lot over the course of the last year, as has Quinnipiac, but does it help having a handful of core players that have seen guys like Andrew Shortridge within the last year?
I think so. I mean, having familiarity with your opponents, it's good, because our guys have never been in this situation or in an NCAA tournament. They will have players that have been, but we played them last year. we've played in the last 3 years. It's up until this year, so we are familiar with their program, and they're dynamite. They're as good as it gets on every level, from coaching all the way down. So it's going to be a tremendous challenge.
You've been saying that, because you've gone through this layoff before with the club team, that you kind of knew how to manage this. Has it turned out over these last few weeks the way you would have hoped that it would have?
It really has. Last week, later in the week, the detail and the habits of our guys were literally, they're at an all-time high. They're very focused. They're competing hard. The pace in our scrimmage on Friday, we got refs to come, and it was as fast as it's been. Limited scoring chances both ways, which is what you want to see. That means they're defending hard and playing with urgency, and that's what we want. So we got a few days to practice now this week. We're going to play Saturday, I think was what the draw had us. So it gives us an extra day to stay here and practice through Wednesday, and we'll take off Thursday and we'll go at it.
So on that note, the long layoff doesn't really concern you?
Not even a little bit. We've from day one said we'll use that to our advantage. We had a couple injuries, one pretty bad one, and we're going to go into the NCAA tournament completely healthy, and most importantly, their batteries are recharged. Their minds are where they need to be. They're excited to play, and we're going to have to really focus on having a good first 10 minutes on Saturday, and then everything will fall into place.
Does this team play with a chip on its shoulder with all of the doubters, like you said, around the country?
Yeah, we have to. I mean, it's to compete, just to compete against the schedule that we've chosen to have every year. We have to play with a chip. We have to be physical. We have to be incredibly competitive and be tough to play against. And that's exactly what we are. This year, we are able to mix in some pretty elite skill and not lose that identity, and I think that's why we've had so much success. And I think it's what we're all about. Is playing tough.
How would you describe this moment? Your first ever NCAA tournament bid. One word. How would you describe it as?
Awesome.
How do you go ahead and obviously the turnaround, having this success and celebration tonight, how do you immediately turn around and get back into the focus?
Well, I think this is part of the month of planning that we put together. We had a public practice midweek last week to get them kind of out of their element and get that rust off in a new kind of venue with people watching. So that's out of the way. And then today was kind of the culmination of the month, and for these players to see all the great supporters out here and all you guys out here, what this means to people out here, to in our third full season already make an NCAA tournament. It's important for our guys to understand what they did and what it means to people. And I think this event in and of itself will lead to even more focus and more intent.
The way the conference championships turned out, you played a number of these teams. Is that kind of reinforcing in a way too that these teams that you played this year all kind of rose to that level?
Yeah, I mean we've seen everything. We've seen everything, and we played an unbelievably tough schedule, and so there's nothing we will see in the NCAA tournament that we haven't seen. And in an environment that our guys haven't really been put in. And that's been by design over the course of the last 3 years with the hopes that this would happen, and it's now happened. So our guys are battle tested, they're ready, and we can't wait for it.
You talk about the role you're scheduling. I mean, you went for it. You went for broke.
Yeah, no, we did. If at the start of the year, the strength of schedule was not a lot of people questioning it. Well, what the hell are you thinking? When you Ohio State, Michigan State, BU, BC, Omaha, CC, Harvard, on and on. And we thought as a staff if we could somehow get to 500, it'd be a tremendously successful year. And then I think we came out of the gates at 9-3 and split expectations, then became sweep expectations, and we are where we are now. I think the longest losing streak we had all year was 3. And after that losing streak, we reeled off 5 straight. So again, just a special group, and they're battle tested. They earned the right to be where we are today, and they know it.
2 more questions.
It's been long enough since starting with Southern now. Do you feel like that you put that behind you because you did have Walker's injury and some other things?
Yeah. That's completely behind us. I mean, it was unfortunate to end such a great regular season with 2 losses like that, where people up there didn't see the real us because of a lot of different reasons, health and a lot of that, and everybody has that going on right now, so you don't want to use that as an excuse. But we've washed it, we've put it behind us. We're excited for what's ahead and to show everybody that we belong here.
You are the tradition. You said that right before the announcement. Now that it's official, what does it truly mean for the program moving forward?
I mean, these guys, I think what's special about this group is they came here to set a standard and be the tradition, and they've now set the standard. This is what we are going to expect every year now. There's no reason why we shouldn't expect it. Not having a facility, that's not an excuse. Not having a conference, that's not an excuse, because we were able to do it. So this is the standard. And again, this is a tournament where you just have to get in. Anybody can win it. And so now we have the honor and the right to go try and win a national championship, and we're 4 games away.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.